Good morning. Good morning and welcome. Just realised I didn't check that my microphone's working. That would be useful, wouldn't it? Yes, it is. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Friday. As usual, if you are watching, please do pop a hello in the comments so that I can wave at you or, come around your house and eat your cakes. Good morning, Jane. Good morning. Good morning, Maria. Apologies for appearing to sit in a broom closet. That's pretty much where I am. Good morning, Petronella. Good morning, Karen. It is a gorgeous day. We have blue sky down here in the southeast. Maria, hectic here today. Tell me about it, Maria. We are in absolute chaos at the minute. Good morning, Jackie. Good morning, Lisa. Good morning, Xenia. Yeah, Pete is in the room behind me working, and Eric is laying on the bed under his blankets. Good morning, Christine. Yes, you may notice that I am sitting in a broom cupboard. It's not. It's actually our spare room. But hello, husband next door. The house renovations began on Monday. So I am in the spare room, which I'm looking at boxes and boxes in front of me of things packed up from downstairs. We also have a makeshift kitchen in here as well. So there's a fridge and a microwave and a toaster, and I could even make myself a cup of tea while I was sitting here. There are boxes of cake, biscuits, and obviously coats. And yeah, it's a little bit crowded in here, but it's the quietest room. So that's where I am. Xenia says, sunny weather, blue sky in northern Germany. Perfect. Good morning, Christine. Good morning, Sue. Good morning, Sue. Yeah, Eric's fast asleep on the bed. He's quite happy because we've had to move him upstairs as well. Yes, it is cozy and snug, Christine. We've had to move our office up to our bedroom. So Pete is currently working in the room behind us in the bedroom. So Eric's very impressed because he gets to sleep on the bed all day and he doesn't normally do that. Maria says, your mate looks happy at the back. Oh, the skeleton the kids named Kevin Eastovich. He was hung up for Halloween one year and they wouldn't let us pack him away. So he has stayed out ever since. Jane says, our whole house is like the room you're in. It is cozy and chaos. Good morning, Rhiannon. Good morning, Eva. Yeah, it is. We are in chaos, but the builders have been super, super amazing. Absolutely brilliant. They arrive early. They work a full day. They wash up their own tea mugs. Every night when they leave, they make sure that everything is safe for Eric, who barks at them pretty much every day. They have been cracking on at a rate of knots. So polite, so efficient. They couldn't be any better. Absolutely bowled over by how fantastic the builders have been. So brilliant. Christine says, don't you feed him? What, Kevin Eastovich? No, he doesn't eat a lot. He's looking a little skinny, isn't he? Maria, yes, it is wonderful, Maria. The builders have been fantastic. Hi, Francis. If Eric gets stressed, PM me and I can give you some suggestions. Thank you. We have actually started this week. Eric started at doggy daycare. So they are trying to sort out his socialization issues because he's very wary of other dogs and other people. So thank you, Francis. Yes, we are getting him some support. Bless him. But actually, he seems to be dealing quite well. He barked quite a lot at first, but he seems to be settling in with it. So, and I think the help from the doggy daycare is helping as well. So all good, but thank you. Good morning, Maharet. Jane says, Kevin looks like he glows in the dark. I think he does, Jane. I think you're right. Eva says, send them over to Switzerland. We can't find good builders. We have been very blessed to have found a fantastic crew. Very, very impressed with them. Good morning, Emma. Xenia says, our tenement house gets completely done too. It's totally covered in scaffolding. They are doing the roof and facade and balconies. At least it's outside. At least it's outside. Yeah, we've the dust is starting today or yesterday. They've started doing all sorts of things that creates dust, but we've got doors closed and all that kind of thing. So it's all good. It's all good. Christine says, after they have been to Scotland and built a bungalow for my son. Scotland might be a bit of trek for them. Xenia says, glad that Eric has settled in. Yeah, he is, bless him. Hope he'll lose his fear again so he can say hello to other dogs and other people. Actually, he has been much better. I think having the builders in the house has actually helped him. They all love dogs and they've been absolutely brilliant with him. So he's getting to know them. Doggy daycare have been socializing him with other dogs. So he met a couple of new doggy friends this week as well. So it's all helping. It's all helping him, bless him. Xenia, not only outside, we all get... Oh, new windows is always fun because that gets really cold because they have to take the old ones out first, don't they? So we are in quite a lot of chaos here, but it's organized chaos. Hubby and I are still both working from home, just got their desks and computers all set up in their bedrooms, so it's a little bit crowded in there as well. But we're managing. We are both organized people, so we were prepared as much as you can be, and it helps having a fantastic building crew as well. But we've got quite a few weeks ahead of us of this. Maybe I won't be saying the same thing in several weeks' time, but we'll see. It will all be worth it. It will all be worth it. So welcome to Friday. Thank you for joining me again, as always. It is lovely to be able to share with you, and all the time that I can, I will. They have been digging up concrete this morning, so it was a bit noisy, but we can't hear it in here, so it's fine. Good morning, Trudy. I thought today I would talk about quartz crystal. I mention it a lot. I realized last week when I was talking that I mention a lot of crystals, and I quite often do my show and tell for you guys, but I thought it might be interesting to look at some of them in more detail. I've started with quartz crystal because it is such a good all-rounder. I'm going to look at it from the magical point of view. I do healing. I'm actually a qualified, certified crystal healer, but I do work with crystals more from a magical point of view. So that's how I'm going to look at them. We'll look at what they're made of, and we'll look at their magical properties. And if you guys want to share how you use them as well, that'd be fab, because we like a bit of sharing. But I did pick quartz because I use it for everything. I think for me, quartz crystal it's the all-rounder. It is the master of everything. It's a bit like using a white candle in magic, I think, because it covers everything. It is an all-rounder. It is a master of everything. It is a jack of all trades. It can be programmed for anything and everything. And it can also be used to cleanse other crystals. If you've got a crystal cluster, you can place another crystal on top of it and leave it for a while, and it will cleanse and charge it as well. So a really good all-rounder. So we'll start with the clear quartz and see where it takes us. Let's put some of these up so that you guys can see them now. I'm wearing clear quartz crystal tip 2. Excellent. Had the pendant over 15 years. Never felt right, but now feels good. I think with crystals, quite often I'll have a crystal and I'll work with it for a bit and then it will disappear. Sometimes I never see it again. And I think crystals do come and go when you need them, as you need them. And I think they are all very personal. Each crystal will have its own unique and individual energy, character, personality. They are all individuals. So there will be some that you get on with and some that you don't. I think I mentioned last week, I don't get on with moonstone and I don't get on with hematite. Everything else I seem to get on with, but not those two. Everyone will be different. So Karen says, I have selenite in every room. I love its cool cleansing energy. It is a beautiful stone, beautiful stone. I have several pieces of selenite. So let's have a look at clear quartz first. As I said, if you use clear quartz for anything in particular, or you want to share any of your experiences with it, pop them in the comments and we'll share them. I think that is part of it. If everyone shares their experiences and their tips with each other, we all learn, don't we? So probably one of the most common and well-known of crystals. Don't dismiss it because it's common though, because I think if I only had one crystal to work with, it would be this one because it is such a useful, good all-round one. It is made from silicon dioxide. There, you're impressed with the science, aren't you? Sometimes it has other minerals, which can create shadows or shapes, making them rutilated. There are some double-ended ones. I have got one in my kit. I'll show you in a second. And the double-ended quartz points and the quartz points are often used as master healers as well. They can be used to channel illness and pain out from the body. I quite often use a point for activating any crystal grids that I've made as well. And I often use a smaller crystal point when I'm working any spells for directing the energy of magic if I need it to go anywhere. Xenia is getting excited about science. That was the only science, really, Xenia. So let's have a look. So I am a crystal healer. So I actually have a kit in this bag here that my mum made me. These are just my healing crystals. I don't use them for anything else. I have, well, actually, you can see some of them behind all those boxes there and up there are all my other crystals. And they're all sorted into the names, apart from the little box that says miscellaneous, because I can't remember what any of them are. Yeah, I've got a box of those. Everyone has a box of those. But my healing crystals, I keep in a separate bag. So I never use them for anything else. They get used for healing, they get cleansed, and they get put back in the bag again. But in here are quite a few quartz crystals, all in little separate bags. So I have, here's my master healer one. Here's a big old beastie. So I have my master healing crystal. It's so heavy. It's really heavy. But in my little bag here, I don't know if you can see, it's got all little pockets inside it. And so I've got little different bags of different healing things. I've got some bags of a bag of other healing crystals there. I have chakra healing crystals in here as well. Set of chakra healing ones. But somewhere in here, she says, hopefully, yes, are just quartz crystals. And I use these for directing illness and pain out of the body. So there's quite a few crystal points. And there is a double one in here. There you go. The double pointed quartz. Really, really good for directing energy. For I like to work where I use the crystal to draw the negative energy out, but also use a crystal to put positive energy in. But I use quartz crystals, mostly just quartz crystals, when I'm doing any healing. But they're all kept in a separate pack there. But just a quartz, I've got these are all my quartz ones. I've got aqua quartz, clear quartz, rose quartz, smoky quartz, aura quartz, snow quartz, tangerine quartz, tourmalated quartz, and strawberry quartz, all in there. But even the little tumblestones, even the quartz tumblestones, are really, really useful, and they are the cheapest chips, as they say, to buy. Really, really useful to work with. Oh, let's get some of your comments up here. Right. Karen was told by a Native American friend to wear clear quartz around your neck in front of the soul or spirit chakra so that all negativity that comes to you at you is deflected back by the clear quartz. So you're always walking in light. Brilliant. Love that idea. Fantastic. Maria was gifted a darker quartz point from the Isle of Wight. Lovely. Jane, I have a big clear quartz carved and polished into a cat. Fantastic. Call it Power Puss. Use it to amplify energy and magic and on appliances that are on the blink or not working too well. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Christine says, gosh, that's a big bag. I've got quite a lot in there. It opens out flat and it's got little pockets inside. It's very useful. You have a bag of bags. Yes. One big bag with lots of smaller bags inside. Maria says, can imagine obsidian doing the same, being reflected. Yes, it would. And obsidian is quite protective as well. So that would work, definitely. Does size matter? No. I think this is one of the cases where size doesn't matter. I think if you're in a room with one of those enormous crystals that reach the ceiling, then you would feel it. But I don't think, if you're working magic, I don't think there's any, you can work the same magic with that tumblestone as you can with that one. It's different magic, it's different energy. But if all you've got to work with is a tumblestone, then you can still work absolutely brilliant magic. It's just different. It's a different energy. But no, I don't think size matters at all. I think you can work fantastic magic with small tumblestones. Hi, Gypsy. Xenia says, I find a Lemurian seed crystals interesting. It's clear quartz tips with horizontal lines in. They are found in the sand on the beach. When I hold them, I feel that they radiate immense energy. Yes, absolutely. They are very, very powerful to work with. Very powerful. Rhiannon says, does blue quartz exist? I've never heard it called blue quartz. I have got some, that slightly blue one. Slightly blue tinge to it. They have different names, don't they? They do have different names. Some of them are I'm just looking. Some of them have oxidization or chemicals blasted onto them, electromagnetic, you know, this is science. They have things blasted onto them so that they get different shades and they get different colors. So there are all sorts of different ones, some of them natural, some of them man-made. I've never heard of it called blue quartz before, but I'm sure Gypsy or someone else will be able to help you on that one. Power Puss. Yes, Zenny loves the idea of Power Puss. Yeah, we all need that. Gypsy says, tourmaline with mica sends any negative energy back to sender. I have a pendant actually with black tourmaline that's got mica on it as well. It's perfect for that. Absolutely. There you go. Confirmation from Gypsy. She's a crystal guru. Yes, it's called blue quartz. There you go. Rhiannon, it does exist, called blue quartz. Xenia, I read about them. They are opaque, not man-made. Thank you. Aqua Aura is one. That's the one I was thinking of. Yes, Aqua Aura is one that has chemical reactions on it to make it beautiful. They do, don't they? It is brilliant. Very pretty. Maria has Peacock Quartz. There are so many of them. There's all sorts. All sorts. I think I've got a snow quartz as well somewhere, and a strawberry quartz, and yeah. Oh, I have got a aura one here actually. I don't know if you'll be able to see it on the camera. It's got a kind of rainbow oil slick. That's the word. It's got a kind of oil slick on the surface of it. Very, very pretty. Very pretty. The aura ones. Right. Okay. So let's have a look at quartz in a bit more detail. It is a powerful stone. It can be used to cleanse other crystals. The name quartz is from the Greek word krustallos. I have no idea if I'm saying that properly, which translates as ice. It does look like ice, doesn't it? I mean, that's perfect. That it does look like a piece of ice. It was believed that the gods created it, but the people believed it to be ice. So pearlescence, Christine, thank you. That is a good word. Yes, definitely pearlescence. For me, I like the crystals that have all of the inclusions in them. And I don't know if you'll be able to see on the camera. All of the little cracks and the lines and the bits inside. I like those because if I am working particularly with meditation, to sit and meditate with crystals is an amazing experience and actually a really good way to get to know a new crystal. If you're working with a new crystal, is to sit and look at it, but really go down into it. And you can see all of the different cracks and the bits and pieces that are all inside it. All of the inclusions makes it, for me, far more interesting to delve into. But you might prefer them clear, each to their own. I have a clearer one here with a point. With a point. Hold it up a bit, that works. It's just got a little bit at the bottom there, which is really pretty. This one I use a lot in magical workings to direct the energy. You can feel it buzzing. I have lots of different tumble stones, and each one is different. Each one has a different energy. They all have different inclusions in them. Some of them have other bits and pieces in them, so that is got the dark bits in it. There are all sorts. I've even got a really clear little sphere one. Looks like a tiny crystal ball, but it is so versatile. Each type of crystal is either projective or receptive. So think about hot and cold, night and day, sun and moon, yin and yang, projective and receptive. Each crystal will come into one of those categories. Quartz crystal, clear quartz crystal, is both. So it can be used for projective and receptive. So it is masculine, feminine. It is power and nurturing. So it really is an all-rounder, really good. Most crystals are ruled by a particular planet. This one happens to be ruled by the sun and the moon. Projective, receptive. It has got so much balance to it. Most crystals also are associated with a particular element. This one is too. Fire and water. I mean, it's perfect. It covers so much. It's also works really well corresponding to signs of the zodiac, Leo, Gemini, and Capricorn in particular. As I say, I use a quartz point to direct energy into any of my spell work. I work with it quite a lot for that point. I use it to activate crystal grids when I've worked with them as well. It really is versatile, and it can be charged and programmed for pretty much anything, really. To cleanse it, and I recommend cleansing all of your crystals after you've used them. Running water is really good. That tends to be the one that I use. You can waft it through incense smoke. You can use visualization, do a white light to cleanse it. You can also cleanse it in a bowl of dried rice. You could put it in a mixture of dried flower petals and herbs. It also responds really well to sound. So it responds really well to crystal bowls or bells in particular. You can charge it under the moonlight. You can charge it under the sunlight. You can bury it in the soil. It really is a tough old thing. You can cleanse it in any way that you like, really. For me, the running water tends to be the one that I go with mostly. Xenia says, yes, the man-made ones are aqua, very beautiful. They are right. Jane, is rainbow quartz natural or man-made? I've got a round faceted one that used to be a key ring. It was too nice to stuff in the pocket. Oh, so I wear it on chain. Excellent. Works so well for finding things when I dangle it from a sensitive finger, and it literally dragged me through the back streets of Venice when I was looking for gelateria ice cream. Thank you. Gypsy said yes, man-made. The actual quartz is natural, but then they put this sciencey electro stuff on it to make it pretty. I don't have a problem with man-made crystals. In fact, one of my favorites, goldstone, is man-made. I work with it just as I work with any other crystal. I don't have a problem with them at all. Opalite is man-made too, and that's absolutely brilliant to work with. Don't have a problem with them at all. It's up to you. I think it's an individual thing, and it will be individual to the crystals as well. You need to find which one works for you. Xenia says yes. Yeah, it's metals and minerals that are put onto the crystal. Oh, that sounds interesting, Gypsy. Lemurian quartz with orbicular jasper. That sounds fascinating combination. So I think for quartz, it does everything. I think it's particularly good at purification and cleansing. It is fantastic for healing. It's also good for calming, for dealing with the emotions, but it can provide you with strength, support, really good for any spirituality or spiritual energy, good for balance. It can help with your psychic abilities. It's good for motivation. It's uplifting. I think the point ones in particular, let's see, we've got some more in here, are really good for decisions. That one's quite cloudy. Each one is so different. I think that's a fascinating thing about it. But I would use a point one to help with decisions. It is really good for amplifying anything. If you use quartz crystal, again, particularly the points, they're really good for amplifying. They can bring focus, really good for meditating. You can work with them for manifestation, for channeling, for protection, for dealing with negative energy, for providing clarity. Good for concentration as well. Can help you with your learning and your focus. Excellent for spirit work. Good for communication. Good for astral travel and dream work. Divination as well. And they are such a good all-rounder. They are really brilliant. Just think, put these here. Working in quite a limited space here, so. But they do go from really, really clear. Oh, it's got a bit of a yellow tinge to it. They are all so different. Some of them, I've got a tiny little one here. That's very sweet. But even that one's got lots of inclusions in it. They are all so interesting just to hold or to look at. As another cloudy one. But each one has its own purpose. Each one has its own use. So that would be my go-to, my absolute go-to. If you only ever had one crystal, it would be clear quartz. Let's have a look at these. Jane, I'm okay with man-made too. It's nice that someone bothers to try and enhance a crystal with more properties. Yeah, absolutely. But bear in mind, you can work magic with a pebble or a shell, just as you can work magic with all the really expensive crystals as well. I don't own really expensive crystals. I can't bring myself to buy them, which is probably why I've got such a big collection of all the quartz ones, because they're much cheaper. It has to work for you, and you have to have a connection with it. So you don't need to spend hundreds of pounds. I mean, that's probably £1, if that. A quartz tumblestone will be brilliant for anything or everything that you want it to do. Good morning, John. Maria, I thought quartz didn't really need cleansing. I usually use my selenite to cleanse and charge. Some crystals are self-cleansing. I like to cleanse quartz crystal. I mean, it does cleanse others, so it makes sense that it would cleanse itself. But particularly when I work with them for healing, I like to cleanse them, just to clear them out, to give them a good purification, to make sure there's nothing lingering. But I think it's one of those things where you have to trust your intuition. You can pick up the crystal and know whether it's got any lingering things or whether it needs to be cleansed or not. Hi, Erin. Erin uses selenite as a primary cleanse too. It is a very useful stone. Xenia, okay with them too. Magical properties of quartz and the metals are combined and enhanced. Yes, because if you've got then your quartz with the, I nearly did them all in my lap then. If you've got your quartz with the extra added metal mineral components on the top, yes, you get a bit of bonus, don't you? Christine, crystal balls for meditating. Actually, you can just see my crystal ball up there on the shelf. It's up there on the shelf for meditating. Yes, brilliant. Jill, hi Jill. I love singing quartz crystals. They are long, thin pieces of quartz about 2 inches long, and when you shuffle them in your hand, they make a beautiful tinkling sound. That sounds amazing. I think I've got one of those little tiny ones. Yeah, I imagine that's what that one is. I'm going to look into those, Jill. Thank you. I've not heard of those. That's interesting. Good morning, Nikki. So moving on from quartz crystal, there are lots of them. We probably won't have time to cover them all today, but we could have a look at rose quartz. Again, one of the most used crystals, I think. I have to be honest, it's not one that I use a huge amount. It is going through, excuse all the noise. It is. I've got one in a key ring here. Look, it's got a slightly pink tinge to it. It's very faint. I've got a big piece here. It is very faint, and you probably can't see it on the camera, but it is a pale pink, and it is called rose quartz. I think it's a really, really gentle, calm energy. Definitely one that I use whenever I'm working with any love magic. It is a real gentle, romantic love, friendship love, definitely. Myself and the Kitchen Witch posse all have a rose quartz each that's charged with our energies as our friendship stones. I think it's perfect for friendship. It really is a stone of the heart, particularly if you work with chakras. Rose quartz is perfect to work with for your heart chakra. I'm having a look through here. Yeah, I've got some smaller piece tumblestone ones. It's not really picking up the colour. It really is a pale pink, very pretty pale pink colour. Oh, I've just found a really, really pretty quartz with all gold things shot through it. You're not going to be able to see that on the camera. All sorts of treasures in here. Just sit and play with the crystals all day. So rose quartz, definitely a one of love, definitely one of friendship. Jill says, let's have a look. Yes, they look like the one you just showed. Some will sing, some don't. You need two that sing to get the sound. I'm going to find me another one of those, Jill. I love the idea of singing crystals. It is very skinny. I will. I'm going to be looking at singing crystals. Thank you. Christine loves rose quartz. I use 5 of them to make a circle at home. Perfect. Nikki says, rose quartz was my stone when pregnant many years ago. Very down to it at the time. Not sure why. I think rose is very nurturing. It's very caring. It's very nurturing. I think it would be perfect stone to work with for when you're pregnant. Xenia, holding rose quartz in the hand for comfort works well for me. I have a rose quartz healing wand, and when I hold it, it feels really comforting. I also have a tumbled rose quartz in my crane bag. Yeah, it is calming. It is soothing. It is a very, very gentle energy stone. Absolutely. It is a receptive stone. So it is got that whole nurturing, comforting, caring kind of energy. It's ruled by earth, but also water. So it is actually quite grounding. I think that's where the calming energy comes in. But because it's ruled by water, it's also very good for soothing your emotions. Ruled by the planet Venus for love and moon for the emotions. So absolutely perfect for that. It's a stone of Taurus as well. So it has got that support and that strength with it as well. It is gentle energy. And sometimes I do find that it's too soft, but actually it does pack a powerful punch of magic. I make that mistake myself, thinking it's such a bit of a namby-pamby stone. But actually it's not. Just because it's gentle and just because it deals with love and emotions doesn't mean that it is a soft stone. It really does pack a powerful punch of magic. Base of the stone is quartz, obviously. The color is created by impurities. That's why you will get slightly different shades of it. It is impurities such as titanium, manganese, and iron. But the base of it is quartz. But it brings love, it brings happiness, it works with the emotions, it can help with your spirituality, it can be used for growth, but it can also be used to help allay your fears. Another really good one for healing. I have several rose quartz tumblestones in my healing kit. It can be used for calming, soothing, for de-stressing. It can also help with depression. It can help you sleep. But it can also bring you luck. It is quite a lucky stone. It can help you with your wisdom, inspiration, success. It's really good for sparking your intuition. It's also quite a grounding stone, and it can bring about balance as well. But it's also a prosperity stone. So if you're working any kind of money magic, it's very useful. It can help boost your self-esteem. It can bring about harmony in any relationships. It can help boost your trust, but it can also fight against jealousy. Really good stone actually to use as well for anti-gossip. If you're looking for a stone to enhance beauty, that's the one to use as well. I actually noticed that quite a lot of those crystal roller things they use on the faces are rose quartz as well. It's a peaceful stone, but it also brings cleansing, and it's got fertility energy to it as well. So again, another really good all-rounder, but with quite a different energy to the clear quartz. It has got a different kind of energy to it. Let's put up one of your, here we go, catching up on the comments. Jane uses a rose quartz wand to stroke my temples when I've got a headache. Perfect. It's quite soothing. Or lie down with a smaller one on my third eye to draw out the headache. Perfect. Yes, if you've got tumblestones, sometimes it's difficult to do it on yourself, but if you lie down, you can place stones on your chakra points. Tumblestones are brilliant for that, and they can help balance your chakras, and they can help. Oh, that's the dog. Hello, dog. Hello. They can help balance your chakras, but they can also help, as you say, draw out if you've got a headache. Brilliant. Good morning, Alex. Maria has a rose quartz in the front room with a small selenite wand, but there's a bag on the table that my son won't move, so the energy is always blocked, so we'll have to move them. Things are hectic. Yes, there's lots of, I am, the energy in our house at the moment is all upside down because everything is all packed in. Crystals will help with that. Placing crystals around the home will help release energy blockages. Hi, White Hydrangea. Combining themes which interest me: chemistry, alchemy, and science. I think magic and science go hand in hand. I think one works with the other. I do think there is a lot of science in magic. I think there's a lot of magic in science. So I'm absolutely combine the two of them. Christine says, sometimes you can get big pieces of clear quartz in shops that sell them for fish tanks. Oh, interesting. Got a big piece for a few pounds worth visiting a pet shop. Hadn't thought about that, Christine. Brilliant idea. I must admit, some of my bigger pieces of crystal have come from charity shops. So keep an eye out in charity shops as well, because they quite often, shut the door again, they quite often sell them much cheaper, obviously. So rose crystal, really good. You can pop a piece of rose crystal in your purse or your wallet to attract money. Just trying, I've got a tiny piece here. That would work really well. Little tiny tumblestone. Just pop that in your purse and that will help attract money. Pop a piece of rose quartz in the far right corner of your home, and that will help to bring love and happiness. Oh, now the dog can't get out. Did you want to go back out? Go on then. He's going to go and bark at the builders. Rose quartz is a love stone, so it is particularly good for self-love and friendships. I'm not talking about the passionate zingy love. There, I think it's more suited for self-love, self-care, and for friendships. I think it's that calmer kind of love energy. So say, give them to your friends. If you've got a small circle of friends, what we did, we lit a friendship candle, placed rose quartz tumblestones around the candle, and allowed the energy to soak up. And then each of us has a piece of rose quartz, and it keeps you connected. So very, very good for friendship. But also rose quartz for emotions and all matters of the heart. Really, really good to work with for that. Just move. I haven't got a mouse mat in here. I've got a breadboard. So I'm just adjusting my breadboard so that I can move the mouse. Xenia, yeah. Magic, alchemy, and science. For me, it all goes hand in hand. Absolutely. Maria, I wonder what happened if placed them by the TV. I think having a chunk of rose quartz by the television really helps. It helps absorb all the nasty electro energy that comes from television and phones and all of the kind of electronic appliances we have. It's a again. But yes, definitely piece of rose quartz by the television. Perfect. Gypsy, I get my rose quartz from Aquarians. I've never thought to look there. That's brilliant. Thank you. We'll all be raiding the pet shops now. That's the dog you can hear underneath my chair. Brilliant idea. Never thought to look there. Nikki, we go crystal hunting and lots of quartz not far from where we live in New Zealand. Fantastic time in nature searching for crystals. How fantastic to actually look and find them in nature. Nature. My poltergeist is back. What are you doing? He's digging a hole under the chair. Xenia, I have rose quartz and salt crystal lamps placed by the TV and the computer. Yes, as well, placed by the computer. I have a piece of rose quartz, quite a decent sized chunk, bit like that, placed next to my computer. It just helps absorb some of the energy from it. Good morning, Kay. So rose quartz, absolutely brilliant for love, for friendship. It's such a gentle energy. It's just really useful, like the clear quartz, but for different reasons. I would cleanse under lukewarm running water. It can also be cleansed by placing it next to a clear quartz crystal, or next to an amethyst works quite well as well, or on one of the clusters. Don't place rose quartz in the sunlight. It will fade it. I like to charge rose quartz in the moonlight, particularly because it is that kind of watery moon, Venus kind of stone. Charge it in the moonlight, but don't put it in the sunlight. It will fade it. Christine says, a friend of mine had a clear quartz that she stuck on top of her computer. At night, she closed down her computer and put the crystal on the front of the screen to stop anyone being nosy on her computer. Computer security system. I like it. I like it. Okay, you're all talking about shungite now. We'll deal with that another day. We're on quartz today. Erin, keep me into by some shungite for EMF protection. Yes, never thought to use rose quartz. That's what I've always used, because it's, you know, it's easily available, it's cheap and cheerful, but it does the job. It does the job. Okay, is he digging for quartz? Not sure what he's digging for. Nikki, is moonlight cleansing or charging? Both. If you've got a crystal that you've used for something in particular, I tend to, with rose quartz, I would run it under the water to cleanse it and then put it under the moonlight to charge it. However, if your intent is to cleanse it under the moonlight, you just tell it that's what you need it to do. Charging a crystal is about giving it instructions, telling it what to do. So if you tell it that you want the moonlight to cleanse it, then, you know, double the job. Two birds with one stone, that's it, isn't it? So yes, just tell it that's what you need it to do. Yeah, no sunlight for rose quartz, amethyst, ametrine, or fluorite. No, they'll all fade. They will all fade, and you'll end up with clear quartz. Don't put clear quartz crystal balls on your windowsill for longer. Yes, be very careful hanging any of those crystal sun catcher things in your windows, or putting crystal balls or large clear crystals on your windows. The sun can be amplified by the crystal and set fire to things. So yes, thank you, Xenia. Very useful information. Christine says, yes, depends on your intention. Cleansing and charging crystals is basically about telling it what you want to do. You know, you give it orders, basically. Jill says, I live in a gold mining town. Haven't found any gold, but lots of white quartz with red streaks like veins running through it. Perfect. I bet they look amazing. So that's rose quartz, and we've just got time to cover the third one that I was going to do today, which is Smoky Quartz. I have to say, this is one of my very, very favourites. I can remember my mum in the 70s making jewellery, and she used quite often goldstone and Smoky Quartz. So it's got quite a lot of good childhood memories for me, but there is something very mystic about Smoky Quartz. Now the dog's sitting in the doorway. It is quartz, obviously, silicone dioxide, but the dark smoky colour comes from, I'm going to read this bit, make sure I get it right. The dark colour comes from free silicone deposits within the stone. So there you go. Apparently in the 12th century, China, the first sunglasses were made using pieces of Smoky Quartz as the lenses. How clever is that? I bet they were quite heavy though. But I do love the Smoky Quartz. It is brilliant. I use it for protection quite a lot of the time, but grounding. It's a really, really good grounding stone. That's a point. I've got another one here as well, I think, which is it's a bit more smoky, that one. What else have we got in here? I think I've got a little tumblestone one in here too. Yeah. It is quite shiny, that one. I have a couple of rings with it in as well because I do like it. The tumblestones are quite shiny, but they've got that kind of brown. It's like the smoked glass tables used to get in the 70s. Pretty sure we had one of those as well. Chrome legs and a smoked brown glass tabletop. I have a fear of glass tabletops. They seem very, very unsafe to me. But I'm pretty sure we had one of those in the 70s too. But Smoky Quartz I do like. Okay, says, who was it? You who said that some quartz prefer sunlight to moonlight for charging? Not particularly quartz. I do charge and cleanse clear quartz in the sunlight, but I don't put all of my stuff. I know it's a thing to put all of your crystals out in the moon under the full moon to cleanse and charge. I don't, because I think there are some crystals that don't work so well with the moonlight. Things like goldstone, sunstone, carnelian, all of the reds, the oranges, the yellows, I put them out under the sunlight to charge rather than under the moonlight, because I don't think they work so well. But clear quartz I would put under either, but not the coloured quartzes, because the sun will fade them. Christine, called rutilated when they have veins through a thick. Yes, I believe you're correct. Kay likes Smoky Quartz. Yeah, it is nice. It is nice. Jane, I put Smoky Quartz in my witch bottle next to the bed to filter out harmful energy that might try and sneak in through the energy portal I sleep in. It is really good for protection. It is really good for, again, it is really good for protecting against negative energy. That is one of its main, I think, one of its main functions. Okay, I think the cloudy part is feminine energy and clear is male, or the other way around. I think it depends on each crystal. I find some crystals have feminine energy, some have a masculine. But we're back to the receptive and the projective here. Smoky Quartz is receptive. So it is more of a feminine energy, that one. Ruled by the element of earth. It's very grounding. Planets, Saturn and Jupiter. And on the zodiac, Capricorn and Sagittarius. I think, again, it's what it works for you. Connect with each individual crystal. Just because I work with this one for grounding, might be that you want to work with it for a completely different intent, and each one will be different. The energy of that piece of Smoky Quartz is very different to the energy of that Smoky Quartz. So you've got to make that connection with each piece. Christine says, they say sitting in the doorway is the safest place in the house. What does Eric know? Yes, when they have earthquakes, you're supposed to stand under a doorway, aren't you? He's gone now. He's gone back to the bed. Jane says, a good source of tiny crystals is those little stretchy crystal chip bracelets. Yes, they are good for offerings. If one of those bracelets breaks, I always hang on to all the little bits and pieces. Maria says, that's the one, my friend. You have very nice friends, Maria. Xenia, I also feel Smoky Quartz is very protecting and grounding, which means for me, I feel cut off from energies. It has got that real grounding energy to it. It is quite a powerful energy, I think. John says, there's a large learning curve. Thanks. I've been found gifted on my walks. Bits of quartz this year. One all white, two with reddish pink veins, and one I think is quartz, but it's all pinky. The colors will come from different minerals and things that have Mother Nature's placed inside them. Erin, they are great for adding to essential oil blends too. They actually fit in the tiny roller bottles. Yes, the little crystal chips do, don't they? They're very good for putting in that. Kay says, the energies of each crystal that are the same are so different. That's why I need a whole cave full of crystals. Absolutely. You know, you always need more. Definitely always need more. For Smoky Quartz, I would place pieces around your home in any area where the energy feels a little bit hinky. Just a tumblestone will do. Just a little Smoky Quartz tumblestones. Place them in corners of your house where the energy in the room feels a little bit hinky, a little bit off. They will absorb the negative energy and clear the room and make it feel much better. Very, very useful for that. Keep a piece of Smoky Quartz next to your computer to absorb the bad energy as well. It does exactly the same as rose quartz does. It's really, really good to keep by your computer. Thank you, Xenia. We love sharing. Keep them all coming in. Because everyone works with them differently. Everyone will work with things differently and everyone will come up with different ideas. So it's good to share. We all learn from it. Smoky Quartz is obviously brilliant to help you ground. But I think it also guides you in business success. So if you want to keep a crystal at work to keep your business ticking over, to keep your business successful, then a piece of Smoky Quartz is really useful for that. Xenia says, we're all dragons sitting in our caves full of crystal. Definitely. Yes, hinky. Hinky's a good word. It means things are off. If things are a bit off, definitely. Excellent. Yes, good idea, Gypsy. Gypsy works with Smoky Quartz for shadow work. Brilliant. Well, it is a shadow, isn't it? It is a piece of quartz with a shadow to it. So absolutely perfect. Yes, definitely. A good idea. So for cleaning, Smoky Quartz, it can scratch and chip easily. And actually this piece, again, I'm not sure you can see, is quite a good example. The one on the left is much shinier. This one, my left, this one in my right hand is very scratched. That's because it's been kicking about in the box with all the others. So they do scratch and chip quite easily. So do be careful with it. Cleanse it with water. Dry it though. Make sure you dry it. Don't soak it in water. Don't leave it out in the sun. It will fade. This is another one that I would charge in moonlight rather than sunlight. But because it's got that element of earth connection, I might even sprinkle it with a bit of soil to cleanse and charge it as well. But don't put it in the sun. But just, you can run it underwater. Just don't leave it soaking in it. But that's, in fact, all three of those, the clear quartz, the rose quartz and the Smoky Quartz, make a fantastic witch's kit. If you want 3 crystals that cover absolutely everything, then you've pretty much got it there. Nikki Brooks, are crystal eggs okay to use? Oh, I've got crystal eggs that I work with. Absolutely. Everyone, everyone's different and everyone will connect with the different crystals. But I say each crystal is different too. So it's your preference, really. But yes, Yeah, there. See, Christine's backed me up. Look, they're absolutely fine to use. Yes, I do. Nikki, is everyone's preference for more natural forms of crystals or more polished? I've got both. For a lot of my crystals. I've got both. It's interesting to see them in their natural form, particularly something like the tiger's eye. Tiger's eye is got all of those brown, orange, gold stripes in it when it's polished. See a natural piece, it's still got the stripes, but it is quite different. So it's always interesting to see the natural pieces, but I think each has their place. I don't think any is better or worse than the others. I think it's about the connection that you make with it. So definitely personal choice there. Christine once bought a bag from a crystal warehouse. I had a really dark, shady one that I didn't like, so I put it somewhere near a horrid neighbour and they moved. Excellent. I like it. Also, remember that when you buy a crystal, other people in the shop will have touched it. People may have picked it up. Snotty children may have picked it up and played around with it and put it back. So when I get a crystal, I do cleanse it first, because you don't know the energies that it's picked up on its way to you. Kay adores Lemurian crystals. Lemurian queen, because I have so many of them. Maria, can you bury it in soil to cleanse for a while? Oh, yes, I would quite happily bury it in soil, as long as it's not wet, soggy soil. Yeah, bury it in the gut, but remember where you put it. I think it might be safer to actually have a little dish of soil and just put it in that, Maria. Definitely. Xenia, does anyone work with crystal skulls? Yes. Ness from Kitchen Witch loves crystal skulls. In fact, if you look at the Kitchen Witch blog, I believe she did a blog post specifically about working with crystal skulls. I don't have them. I don't work with them myself, but they do have a whole other energy. It's a whole different way of working with things. So have a look on the Kitchen Witch blog, because I'm sure Ness wrote one. Kay says, got both. Value in both, definitely. Yes, tumble stones are probably far more comfortable in your bra. Or whenever I go out with the girls, I guarantee that at least one of them has got a tumble stone tucked in their bra somewhere. Reminds you of Indiana Jones. Yes, the crystal skulls. They have very interesting, different energy to them. Yep, Xenia works with natural and polished, definitely. That's a good idea, Christine. Pop it in a plant pot. Yes, if you're going to bury your smoky quartz, pop it in a plant pot. Gypsy works with crystal skulls. Connect you to your ET guides. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Xenia, okay, I've only just got to like them. They used to put me off, but now I love them. Yeah, I think crystal skulls, they have their own magic completely. So do have a look on the Kitchen Witch blog for that. Place any of the tumble stones in your bra, in your pocket, in your handbag, wherever you feel that it needs it. Place them around your home, place them near your computer, but be guided by what the crystal tells you. Be guided by the energy that each one of them brings. Jane says, my selenite palm stone is very useful, but I don't think I could do much with the selenite rose. I love palm stones. I've got several of them. Actually, I don't think I've got a quartz one, but I have several palm stones. I love them because they fit in your palm, but they're really good for meditation. Maria, didn't know that about the skulls. Fascinating. Yeah, do have a look at the blog. There is a whole different way of working magic with crystal skulls. They have their own. Now everyone's going to have to go and watch Indiana Jones now. Indiana Jones, yes. Be careful. Just generally, crystal skulls don't make your head explode. Okay, would sticking crystals in a grow bag actually make them grow? Probably not. So really, really useful. 3 really, really useful ones there. I do actually have a protection spell that I like to work specifically with a quartz, but you'll also need 4 other tumble stones for the 4 elephant. elephants. Dear, it's going to be a long day. 4 elements. Crystal to represent fire, 1 to represent water, 1 to represent air, 1 to represent earth, and a quartz crystal. You'll also need a dish of water. I would love to do it here for you, but I don't have access to all of the stuff. So I'm going to talk you through it. I like to use a carnelian for fire, blue lace agate for water, a brown jasper for air, and a moss agate for earth. You place the bowl of water in front of you. You pick up the earth stone and ask that the element of earth brings stability and steadfastness for protection. You pop the crystal in the bowl of water. You pick up the air stone and ask that the element of air blow away all the negative energy. You pop the crystal in the bowl of water. You pick up the fire stone and ask that the element of fire bring energy for protection. You pop that crystal in the bowl of water. You pick up the water stone and ask the element of water to wash away gossip, lies, and unkind words aimed towards you. And then you pop that in the bowl of water. So you've got your 4 element crystals in the bowl of water. Just tumblestones are fine. Then you take your clear quartz stone in both hands. And again, it can just be a tumblestone. You take that in both your hands and see it as a shield around you. See the energy from the quartz crystal as a shield all around you. Then you pop that into the center of the bowl of water. Then you visualize it drawing up all of the positive energy and strength from the other 4 element crystals. It takes on all of their protective energy. And then when you feel it's ready, take the stones out, tip the water on the earth. Dry the other stones, keep them for future use. Dry the quartz and carry it with you for protection. It's then got the energy of all of the 4 elements to bring protection to you, and you just carry it with you. Christine has crystal trees. I don't have any of those, I must admit, but some of them are very pretty. Add fertilizer and water them regularly. You'd think you'd be there an awfully long time waiting for them to grow. Erin, I now need 4 carved elephants for the quarters. That would be perfect, wouldn't it? Yes, we're into Discworld territory there. The great Atuin and the 4 elephants, definitely. Yes, and then we would need the 5th elephant. Definitely. So a quartz, 4 elephant crystals and 1 turtle crystal. That would be perfect, wouldn't it? If you don't read Discworld books, you'll have no idea what we're talking about. If you don't read Discworld books by Terry Pratchett, why not go and buy them? They are absolutely brilliant. My favorite author. So that is quartz crystals. Really, really useful. They are on the cheaper end of the market. Nothing fancy, nothing expensive. You can with some of the more fancy ones. But the clear quartz, rose quartz, smoky quartz makes a fantastic trio toolkit for anyone that wants to work with crystals. I think they are a brilliant place to start for anyone that works with crystals all the time. I mean, they are go-tos for me. They are the structure of my crystal kit. I think they are all so useful. Brilliant, really. Mother Nature providing us with amazing things. That is a little bit of a point, actually. There are obviously the crystals are taken from Mother Earth. They're dug up, they're mined, they're taken from Mother Earth. If you can buy them in secondhand stores, do keep an eye out. But if you are buying them from crystal suppliers, crystal stores, and you are being mindful, basically, most of them now do source them ethically. So just be a little bit mindful about it. So that was it, really. I do hope you enjoy working with quartz crystals. I'd love to know how you get on with them. If you've got any spectacular pieces, we would love to see your photos of them, obviously. That's quartz crystals. I will pop all the information and the spell up on my blog. Thank you for joining me in my broom cupboard. I will probably be in the same place next week. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me. Thank you, everyone, as always, for joining me. And I hope you all have a fantastic week. Take care, everyone.